So what should you write? What kind of survival guide? You may be watching this from a free course I'm teaching called We Will Survive This. There's a link below, but you may also have found it on YouTube. And I believe we all know something that we could teach other people to help them survive. And it doesn't even have to be survival. You can just teach people what you already are teaching them. And maybe you're thinking, you don't want to write anything. Well, I'm going to show you how you can just create a blog, have a whole TikTok channel or YouTube channel or anything devoted to a cause that you're passionate about without even having to write your own content. First thing I'm going to show you is where to look for inspiration. And we are going to look at Amazon, books that are already written. If you're thinking about writing something that's already been written and you think, why add more? That's the wrong attitude. But I'm going to get to that later. First, before you judge me and say, oh no, you're just plagiarizing. No, I am not telling you to plagiarize anything. We are doing something that writers have done forever. You will see a link below this video to this on Writing by Stephen King, one of the most popular authors in the entire world. He wrote this book. I have a copy of it myself that I bought in 2011. And one of the things he'll tell you in this book is that to be a writer, you have to read all the time. Most of the writing books you find are going to say something similar. They will tell you to learn how to write, you need to be reading. Now, personally, I'm not much of a reader, not for pleasure anyways. I actually did write a lot of fiction without really reading anyone else's. I don't know, I was just writing for myself. But he's right. This doesn't mean that you're plagiarizing. Now, the first thing I need to let you know, because I have been teaching this course about how to publish your own book to Amazon, Amazon Kindle's minimum ebook word length is 2,500 words. Now, you can get away with less than that, especially if you have illustrations. I've even published ebooks that had less than 2,500 words. That's about the minimum you want to go for. Again, do not plagiarize. Amazon is onto that. They can delete your whole account for that. They have technology that finds it right away. Also, don't copy and paste from Google. They'll find all that. Just be original. And a lot of people just find other people's work and sort of rewrite it, but even then, you have to be really careful. Amazon even lets you publish something called companion guides to popular books. This is from Amazon's website. There's also a link below this video. There are ways you have to differentiate, like put summary, study guide, workbook, or analysis. It has to be very clear to the customer that it's a companion guide, but they are still very valuable. First thing you want to do before you publish a book, when you're ready, sign up for an account at kdp.amazon.com. That stands for Kindle Direct Publishing. And if you're already ready and know what you want to do, if you join my course, I have a free Canva book cover template that you can use. If not, just sign up for a free Canva account. There's a link below for that too. You can make your own and it'll look professional. Maybe you're thinking there's no way you could even get to 2,500 words. You have something else in mind. That's what we call a low content print on demand book. Like maybe you have something for a journal. See, in a paperback, you could do something where there's even just a sentence at the top of each page. Doesn't matter. I'll do a session in the course of how to publish these because it's a little more involved than an ebook. I'm not trying to say that an Amazon book is the only way to go with this. You can do blogs, podcasts, YouTube channels, courses, ebooks from other places. No matter what, though, it's good to get your thoughts in a form that you can use. This is more about getting your ideas in proper form, because I'm about to show you some Kindle books that really you could dissect. You could take the same exact form and make a course out of it or make a bunch of YouTube videos. It's really up to you. For me, an ebook, like when I think about just publishing something at first in ebook form, it helps to get my thoughts organized. About strategies for making money, for monetizing, but that doesn't mean you have to sell anything. That's not what this course is about. I'm going to encourage you to do that if that's what you want to do, because people do appreciate things more when they pay for them. And what I'm talking about are just books or courses, things that are worth $3 to $7 even, or you can have things that are worth a lot more, but you don't have to. But if you really just want to give everything away, what's going to happen is the more time you put into something, unless you're just independently wealthy, you're going to need to get paid back for your time. And a great way to do that is just to get a YouTube channel monetized. And I'll be talking about that in this course too. But a lot more people than you think are doing that and making money at it. And there's no shame in that at all. So please don't get me wrong. This course isn't just about helping people make money, although I do know that's a concern for a lot of people. It's whatever you want to do. Okay, here at Amazon, I've been looking all around just to find some good examples. And don't be intimidated if some of these look fancier than anything you could ever do. You're just starting. Please do not put pressure on yourself. This is a book called The Prepper's Survival Bible. 10 in 1, foods to stockpile, security, shelter, off-the-grid power, and survival techniques to surviving anywhere. And let's see what it says. We open the sample. It goes to part 1, where will we store the food? But, wow, look at this table of contents. Where will we store the food? Money, barter, the disease called botulism, packaging, food preservatives. Every single one of these. I mean, I don't even have to look at what the page says. Every single one of these could definitely, I just see tons of potential for YouTube videos, TikTok videos, blog posts, more books, and definitely courses. Grid down situation. Take self-reliance to the next level with proven methods and strategies to survive a grid down. When the grid goes down, potential causes, what would happen? The power's out. Storing electricity, off-grid power options, backup lighting solutions, water you should never drink. And of course, these are principles that don't apply to just survival books. What we're looking at here, I just want you to see how you could possibly organize your books, outline them, give you ideas for what should go in them, even if it's about something completely different. Right after his table of contents, this is a man named Ted Riley. Here he gives a special gift to his readers. Including with your purchase is your free copy of the Emergency Information Planner. I want people to compile as many guides or how-tos as they can because you can always use them for different things. This is a great idea. Follow the link to receive your copy. Use the QR code. I have already gone to his website here. This is really nice what he's given to people. In the Emergency Information Planner, you will get a bunch of stuff. Yeah. See how simple that is and how useful. And these are things that you don't have to just give away for free. Like you could do something like this in the form of a print-on-demand book at Amazon, like a low-content book, like I was saying. That's what this stuff like this would be good for. It's more of a journal, fill-in-the-blank type of thing. Things that, like a print-on-demand book where people can cut out pages and keep them. We will get to print-on-demand later, like I said. When I say print-on-demand, what I mean are books that Amazon doesn't print until they get an order. Then they print the entire book, cover and everything. And they're not the only place. There's a website also, Lulu. Now, Lulu, you cannot sell their books from Amazon, but what you can do is sell them from your website. All kinds of stuff, print books, photo books, notebooks, calendars, comic books, magazines, cookbooks, yearbooks, ebooks. Amazon offers most of this too. The great thing about Lulu, though, is that they offer different binding, like they offer ring binding. You can make a calendar, a cookbook. See, that's what I mean by ring binding, yearbooks, ebooks. I just honestly, I really like Lulu. Like I said, this is just an alternative to Amazon if you don't want to be in, maybe for whatever reason you don't want to be on Amazon, or you can sell from both places. You don't have to be exclusive. Unless you enroll your book in Kindle Unlimited, there are some exclusive Amazon programs, but if you don't do that, and if you just want to sell from like the same book from your website, and when you get into those exclusive Amazon deals, that doesn't mean everything you publish has to be Amazon. It just means that particular book needs to be at Amazon. But you can always do Lulu and send people there to buy your book instead. Now, one that is always on my mind, because I just think people, even if you think I'm a paranoid prepper, really, I'm just trying to get people to plan ahead. What some people don't realize is the key to getting noticed at Amazon is to have a title that stands out. For example, I keep thinking how to grow food in an apartment. When I type in that search, I get books like Urban Gardening, The Complete Gardener's Guide. These are sponsored. Of course, Field Guide to Urban Gardening, Grow Vegetables in Pots and Containers. Personally, I just think a book, just something like, think about what people are actually searching for word, how to grow food in an apartment. And if you publish a book called that, you're going to be one of the first search results to come up for that book. It might take a minute for it to be in a system, and if it's a bad book, if Amazon downgrades it for some reason, maybe technical issues, or it gets a bunch of bad reviews for good reason, like you just didn't put any work into it, misspellings, whatever. Try to get it as polished as possible. Unless that happens, no, you're going to be one of the first people to rank for how to grow food in an apartment, and people can find you that way, and they can also find you from Google that way, especially if you do a YouTube video to go along with it. Okay, let's look at one of these. See, I like this one. 9 steps to plant and harvest organic food in as little as 21 days. It's great to have titles that are very specific like this. Got a very finite 9 steps and as little as 21 days. Yeah, really simple book. It's a 201 pages though, at least. Location, grow what you love to eat, choosing your pots and containers, creating the ideal growing medium. You see, if you're thinking about your own guide, if you're like, I have a guide to something I want to publish or whatever it is, start out with just the broad step overview. That's what I want you to notice here. Please don't plagiarize, please don't copy. Just start with the broad strokes, the big key points that you want people to know, and put them in the correct order. Once you have a book published, you can turn that book into all kinds of things. You can do a YouTube course, you can do a free or paid course, do a podcast about it, and just keep referring people back to this book. Also, in the We Will Survive This course, I am planning on, like anyone who creates their products through me, through the course, I am planning on highlighting those, and I even have a YouTube channel dedicated to it, but we'll get to that later. I just don't want anyone to think that I'm just trying to publish their book or own them, because I'm definitely not. What I'm trying to do is get you to publish your own stuff and then I just act as your affiliate and I make money when you make money. Or if you give it away, I'm still going to link to it. But I don't, honestly, there's nothing wrong with selling information, especially for cheap. $3 to $7 you could even do, because honestly, people do not value things they don't pay for. I've given away entire books that I wish I hadn't, because people just came back wanting more for free. And I really am concerned about helping people survive. That's why there's no harm in having, like, look at this. This is a $17 paperback, $25 hardcover. And even though it says free audiobook, if you have an audiobook out there, you get paid. You know, that's just a way of Amazon getting people to try audiobooks. This one's in Kindle Unlimited, which means that the ebook version is exclusive with Amazon. Now back to Lulu for a minute. I said that you can't sell their books at Amazon, but you actually can buy a bunch of copies in advance, send them to Amazon, kind of like if you've ever heard of Amazon FBA, kind of the same thing. I've never actually done it. Yeah, you can send it to Amazon and they will fulfill the orders for you. Another important piece of information, you don't have to pay anything to list your books here. Like, you don't get paid until Lulu gets paid. Now, don't let me confuse you when I just said the thing about buying your books at Lulu and sending to Amazon for fulfillment. That's different. That you would have to pay up front. That's your cost out of pocket to send to Amazon. You're going to have to buy those books because the order isn't going to come from Amazon to Lulu. But just to simply list your product, to list whatever it is, your print-on-demand product, at Lulu, there are no listing fees, unlike places like Etsy. That's another place where you can sell ebooks, but we'll get into that later. Now, because I want to keep my videos short, I'm going to get into, in the next session, I'm going to tell you, you don't want anything to do with coming up with your own book. You just maybe like the idea of directing people to other books and resources. That's what I'm going to show you in the next session. If you want to sign up for my free course, if you're not already watching it via the free course, the link is below. I'm Liz Jones. You can find me on TikTok at Passive Income Truly, or a TikTok account called Grown Revel, where I talk a lot about a lot of trauma I've survived in my life and various issues. But anyway, that's who I am, and I hope to see you in the next session.